Hello, everyone. Welcome to another presentation here of our broadcasting the issues room. Tonight, it's a good one. A good one because Liberians in the thousands, if not millions, went to the poll in the runoff elections for the presidency. Today, November 14, 2023, I'm Volcano Shelton here live from our studios in Philadelphia, here in the issues room. Welcome wherever you are to this broadcast, the 198th edition. We're live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn, and on our Issues Room page. We encourage you to join us here tonight because, again, it's a good night. We're very happy of what's trending in Liberia today. At least Liberians yield a call to go and make the decision between the incumbent president, George Weah, and the opposition head, Ambassador Joseph Boakai, and former vice president of Liberia. Even though, from what we saw trending and from people we spoke with, it wasn't as jammed packed and difficult as it was in the first round on October 10th. This time around, the polling centers were not too packed. People could go and vote at will. They didn't have to be there so long as it was in the first round. But again, we hear some media outlets releasing numbers. The incumbent camp, the opposition camp, the National Elections Commission has not released any numbers yet. So probably tomorrow they'll come up with the numbers. But from what we hear so far, it seems to be tilting in the direction of the opposition for what we hear. And again, it could be a tactic on both sides to blow their own horns and create that confusion or pandemonium or anxiety or happiness. But again, we don't want what happened in the first round and the Elections Commission comes with something completely contrary to what people were saying. We have our ballot box, tally sheets here in our plastic bag, and we're going, I'm sleeping way under my pillow, all of that. So tonight we're here to talk about it. We're expecting Honorable Maurice Dukuly, the former Minister of Post and Telecommunications, former Minister of Internal Affairs, and also former Speaker of the House of the Legislature in the Transitional Legislative Assembly, to join us here. Moses Sandy and Alphonso, and maybe Francis Dunor, our colleague from North Dakota, will join us. So welcome, Moses. Good to see you. You are in your hat. Then it means this is a night. When you wear that hat, it is a night. It is a night. Let me recognize my cousin, Olivia Lanford. Hey, cuz. Welcome to the show. It's good to see you here. Hang with us for a little bit. Raymond Clark and Fergie Moyu. Thank you for coming. Share the link, invite others to join us here tonight. Gonna be a great conversation. Moses, you're good. I don't know what you're looking for in the skies. But listen, welcome.
Yeah.
I am happy this runoff election is over. We now gotta live with the consequence. Whether good or bad, whether for or against, whatever it is. That's what we
Definitely.
have.
Definitely. And before I even say something, Volcano, I read your post last evening, which is you said that George Weah and Omer Baka would not have had, a good sleep.
Oh yeah,
And
absolutely. On the eve of elections. Yeah.
and in fact tonight is gonna be worst.
Mm-hmm.
The both of them, they will be rolling from one end of the bed. Somebody will be thinking about his future, and another person will be thinking about coming,
How to lead
to
the
take
country.
over how to lead the country.
Mm-hmm.
So let me join you in saying welcome to our many viewers out there. It is a pleasure to be here, especially on a very important day, historical day, the day that Liberians went to the poll to decide whether the country will progress or retrogress. So I want to say it's a pleasure being here, and we look forward to a very meaningful discussions because the stories, the news we're getting from Liberia, the news is very, very elating. It's something to be happy about. Liberians seem to have spoken in unison. I think we all need to celebrate. Thank
Well,
you.
I would think, and I would say no to you because it would be premature to
No, I'm not
celebrate
talking about
anything.
now. I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah,
talking about
but
now.
again,
Yeah.
I don't know what to celebrate because again, as I said, it could be people getting in the heads of the Liberian people to create this high,
Impression.
yeah, high anxiety, whether winning or losing. Is I just leave it at because I'm learning from the first elections.
Hmm.
While people were already predicting one round on both parts of the camp,
Hmm.
some people had the tally sheets in
A
plastic
blue
bags
plastic bag. Yeah.
with, and they demanded, I mean, to be damned in the Liberian term, be damned. When Liberian man said be damned, they be damned
You
that
see,
they
my
have
man,
won.
I'll be there, my
Yeah,
man. I
yeah.
can put my neck on his chopping board.
So to be damned that they have won, and only for next to come and say, "Hey, yeah, the result here." Oh." So
Yeah.
I would say it's premature to
Yeah.
celebrate CDC. It's
Hmm.
premature to celebrate UP. I think we should just wait for the National Elections Commission's result, and that will be the ultimate result, and that's what the mandate is, that the National Elections Commission is the only authority to only organization or agency clothed with authority to release the national elections result. And so, as it is
Absolutely.
now, we're going to hang in there. I know that media outlets are out there
Yeah, releasing,
promoting their own.
provisional results and
National and local radio stations in Liberia are also giving their own results. Again, we
hmm
talk to people, and you can tell from the aura in the air. We can
hmm
tell from the aura in the air. Everyone is happy. Everyone on both sides
on both sides. Yeah.
is
Hmm.
celebrating. And so,
People.
so today, what did you gather from what you saw it to be? Because I spoke with a few people, and I tried to surf the internet, trying to find something, but it didn't. It wasn't much encouraging. It was
They
more.
turn out.
It was more like a lazy day. I
Yeah.
even talked to four people. I said, "Have you voted yet?" And they said, "Oh no, not yet. The place empty. Anytime ready, I will go." And sure
Hmm.
enough, the person
Yeah.
in minutes they texted me back said, "Oh, I went," and they showed me the figure that they voted.
Yeah.
How much it was not as packed as on October 10th.
Yeah. What I saw happening in Monrovia or in Liberia today, it just reminded me about what happens in the United States whenever elections are held. You just walk to the polling center, you walk to the various voting precincts and just cast a vote with ease and walk away. You don't have to form a very long queue that will take you your entire day. I mean, it's so organized. And that's something similar like that I saw today happening in Liberia. People walking easily and they went through the process. So I think, you see, so someone's calling me Dr. Bossy.
Mhm. Mm.
Abenigo says, you see, the man's already, the man's already predicting the outcome of the election. But back to what I was saying, it's good that the process was well managed. At the end of the day, we got some reports that are also not encouraging. That they are not encouraging. I'm sure we will dive into some of those reports. But
But I think this
something,
is a conversation. Let's go ahead.
yeah.
What are some of the things
Well,
you thought?
uh, 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 I would like to kick it off by first looking at the individuals that voted today, and I would really like to, pay keen attention to the standard bearer of the CPP. Mr. Alexander Cummins of the Alternative National Congress. It's no secret, it's public information that after the first round of the election, the general presidential election, Mr. Cummins underperformed. He accumulated less than 2% of the votes. And then it came a time that we had two parties going for runoff election, meaning the Unity Party and the CDC, as a means of consolidating, opposition support, or mobilizing support from the losing parties. Mr. Cummins of the CPP, the two parties reached out to them. UP reached out to Mr. Cummins and his people. The CDC did the same thing. And Mr. Cummins and his people had, meeting with the two parties. Fast forward, at the end of the meetings, the CPP came on with its own, expectations, made a number of recommendations. And the issue of war crime was one of those. After putting forth all those recommendations, the executive committee of the CPP made a decision. When that decision was made, they decided to form political alliance with the ruling CDC. After that pronouncement was made, we were told Mr. Cummins, as standard bearer of the CPP, pronounced that he was going to be neutral in the process. He did not endorse any of the candidates because he said the UP is no different from the CDC. So his statement then implied that he would not have participated in the process. So Volcano this morning, I was very shocked when I heard on Spoon Network, the guys were doing electoral coverage. And at one of the voting precincts, it was reported that Mr. Cummins actually went out and he voted. So when I heard that, it sounded incredible because I know Mr. Cummins to be, an educated man. So I said, no, let me place a phone call. I reached out to one of his diehard supporters. I said, look, I just heard this story on the phone. Is it true that Mr. Cummins voted? And the gentleman said to me that he was going to counter check and get back to me, but he didn't. And this evening while coming back from work, it was actually being discussed on Spoon that Mr. Cummins did indeed vote. Who he voted for, that's something that I don't know. But what I would rather want us to talk about is Mr. Cummins' hypocrisy, Mr. Cummins' double standard. Volcano, you don't have to be a holder of a PhD to understand or to know the meaning of the word neutrality. When someone says that he or she is going to be neutral in the in the process, the person is simply saying that he or she won't participate, won't take a side. You have two political parties. For over 6 years, Mr. Cummins ran around Liberia, making the case that the CDC is not a good fit for the leadership of Liberia. He wanted opposition political alliance. He wanted the CDC to go. When the time came, he said, oh, I will be neutral. People said, okay, Mr. Cummins, it's a constitutional right. His supporters, some of his supporters, took the same stance. That statement he made then implied that he would not have voted. Because when you vote, you're not neutral. You were taking side. When you participate, you are not neutral. I don't know who Mr. Cummins' political advisors are, But the decision that he made today to go and vote compromise what he stands for. He took a side. He either voted for the CDC or he voted for the Unity Party. And as an eminent person in the country, you don't lead people by doing things, secretly.
So listen here, quick. The brother here, Foyje Monyu, I don't know. He needs to wear his own hat too. He asking you here because Mr. Comey did not endorse anyone, so he shouldn't have voted. Come on, Foyje, you should be educated enough to know what it means to endorse and not to endorse. It means when you say I'm neutral, it means that you're not
participating.
Foyje, your vote wouldn't matter. That's what they call abstaining. That's the word in the electoral process, is to abstain.
Abstain.
So he said that he's going to stay neutral because he didn't think that we are was good for the country, and he doesn't think that the UP is also good for the country. So then when he went to vote, who was he voting for, himself?
Yeah.
Was his picture on any of the ballots? No. So come on, Foyje, ask another question. So yes, I agree with you, Moses, that when he said he was going to stay neutral, of course, he's not holding his party or partisans. They can do what they want to do. He, the person Cummings, was going to stay neutral.
Away.
It means that he's abstaining
from the process.
From the elections. And so he can't go back now to the polling station.
Go vote.
So that Ellen call him line and say, "My man, what are you doing?"
Look.
Look.
Volcano, when I heard that thing, as I asked myself,
I'll tell you honestly, and I'm seeing it emphatically here tonight.
Yeah.
6 years from now, Comey is done.
Oh, but the man career is over.
He didn't even go in the race because he will meet me in the race.
Look, I'm Moses saying if I join the presidential race in 2029, I can beat Cummings down flat.
You keep my vote.
I tell you,
I'll beat Cummings on my GSA road vote. My GSA road. GSA road.
Alexander Cummings' political career has come to an end.
No, I mean, we're joking here, but the truth here is, that's one of the things that will create that confusion in the minds of the people.
Yeah.
Where do you stand?
Where do you stand?
Where do you stand? Cummings, you're your own man. You got your own money. You're capable. Why can't you just make a decision and be firm on it? Tell me, why can't you just make a decision and be firm?
I'm telling you.
Being neutral means that you are neutral. It's the word neutral. You're not positive, you're not negative.
Yeah, that's neutrality.
You stand right in the middle.
Yeah.
So why go to the polling station to vote? Who are you voting for, Cummings? They didn't have a third option. If they had a third option,
that was not on the ballot.
If they had a third option, say the Liberian people.
Yeah.
You vote for the Liberian people.
Yeah.
But there was no third option. So you had to vote for one of the candidates.
So
to answer your question, I'm coming, Moses, to answer
go ahead.
To answer your question, Foyje, yes, indeed, Cummings should not have gone to any polling station to vote because he said he would be
neutral.
He'll be neutral. And this is what we're talking about, that our Liberian politicians, they are not people of their words. They say to you one thing and they do completely contrary. You will not be spectators in your own economy.
Yeah.
But it's not the case in Liberia today. We'll build you Bali Island. We'll build you Coastal Highway. That's not the case in Liberia today. Rice price will reduce, but you took $11 million and give it the rest importer to subsidize them when Liberian people are hungry.
Yeah.
Let's talk so and talk so.
No, you're right, Volcano.
Let's talk so and talk so. We have never been congruent. We have never been genuine. Our politicians are snakes in the grass. They've lied.
Those kind of shady games with people,
They've lied. You think that people will remain stupid with this social media age? This social media age, you know how much enlightenment that the social media age of our world today has enlightened societies of the world? Even the man in the Sapo rainforest has a cell phone.
Of course.
Even the Aborigine somewhere in Papua New Guinea, in the middle of nowhere, has a cell phone.
My man, social media has
So you can't fool
changed
the people.
things
You
in
can't
the
be,
world.
dipping and dabbing here and there. You got to be
Yeah,
constant.
you can, you know,
And there's a difference in being a politician and a leader.
of course,
There are times when you have to play your politics, but there are times when you have to stand as a leader.
as a leader.
The people are not looking or voting for politicians; they're voting for leaders. So that politician flair is the Debbie Dabby you will play with the people in your circle and your opponents and stuff. But when it comes to the essence of attracting the people to you, it comes through leadership. It's not the charisma, it's not the lies, it's not the egotistical attitude, the narcissistic attitude. It is absolute leadership. And many of these folks don't know how to separate politics from leadership, because some of them don't even have leadership, but they got a little money by hook or crook and they want to be president. And that's what it takes to the presidency if they were successful. And so they cannot lead. And they operate as politicians who are liars, who are crooks, and they lead the country down the drain.
Yeah, absolutely right, Volcano. Look, you talk about leadership. Do you know the hundreds of Liberians that Mr. Cummings disappointed today? Does he understand the implication of what he did? People who flew from the United States, went to Liberia at their own expense. Some of those people are currently in the United States here. They told their people not to participate because they believe in Mr. Cummings. They say we want you to be neutral because Mr. Cummings say he's going to be neutral. And under the cover of darkness, Mr. Cummings show up to a voting precinct to vote.
All right, stop there, Moses. You Montreal Kringa, I don't know if you were in a booth with him, but she says here that Cummings was neutral in 2017 and voted for Bwaka. How do you know that?
How do you know?
Because it's a complete contrast here
There's
again.
contradiction right
Being
there.
neutral and then you're voting. What do you guys say then? You leave Mr. Cummings alone, please. You just suck up the lost. You tell
You know,
JMB about leadership instead of talking about Mr. Cummings. Well, the truth there is when we let me give you this example, you Montreal. The passenger who sits in the car with the driver acts like he or she is the one driving.
of course.
When the driver screws up in the traffic, instead of turning to the driver and say, "You wrong, my man," they jump on the other man and
Yeah.
start telling you, "Stupid, eh? Why you driving so?" Your driver,
Yeah.
not
Talking to another driver. Yeah.
not pimping man, who the pimping man, jumping all swearing before people car, they knock his behind down. You fall down with him. Instead of turning to the pimping man, say you wrong. Look at
Yeah.
the kind of accident you caused. They turn to the other man.
And then
So that how
the man.
somebody partisans can act.
Of course.
You don't see the flaws in your leader, and you don't call a spade and tell them what the truth is.
Yeah.
There is no amount of education to explain what neutrality is.
Is.
There is no amount of education to explain what abstention is, abstinence is. There is
Yes.
no amount of education. If I'm saying I'm neutral, I'm neutral.
You're neutral.
I'm not
You're not
negative, I'm not
participating.
positive.
Mhm.
I'm not negative, I'm not positive.
Yeah.
If I say I'm going to abstain, it means I can't vote or I'm not going to vote.
Yeah.
So you can say, yeah, Cummings was neutral in Montreal, but he voted for Bwaka in 2017. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think you even know that Cummings voted in 2017 and that you were there and you saw
And you saw him marking the ballot for Joseph Boga. So how can this person come to tell us that Mr. Cummings today voted again for Mr. Boga or Mr. George Weah? No one can clearly state who he voted for. Let help And lastly, let me say this before we move on to something
Yeah,
else,
because I
Volcano.
don't want to dwell
Yeah,
on.
just a little bit of education here. Le Volcano said, when someone abstains, the person is saying that my hands are off. I'm not taking part. That's what neutrality is in politics or even in decision making.
I was about to say in democracy, even in
Yeah.
voting.
He said, my hands are off. You do whatever you want to do. And the one who wins, great. But I strongly believe that I cannot be a part of this process. That's the message that Mr. Cummings conveys to his many supporters. And today he let them down. As a result of that, Mr. Cummings, his career in Liberian politics has come to an end. But I would like to wrap it for
Thank
Ghana.
you. Thank you.
Mhm.
So let's go to some of the clippings, right?
Yeah. So,
Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on.
okay, good.
No. Let me just make this clear too again to Forger. And Forger, good. This is a conversation. You have the right to opinionate, and we have the opportunity to discuss it. If I'm neutral from the beginning, I can decide to where to go later. Then come back and tell the people where you
Tell
going.
the people.
Where you going? Because the whole idea of then
Yeah.
don't say you abstaining, then don't say you're not voting, then don't say
Yeah.
you neutral. If
Yeah.
Cummings and I say he was neutral and we see him voting, all we'll be doing speculating
Yeah.
who the
We
guy voting
whatever.
for.
Yeah.
But when you come and say you're neutral, you're abstaining, then you can't go back and put your hand in the cookie jar and say
Yeah.
you
You say
voted.
I gotta
So
vote.
yeah, so from the beginning, if he says he's neutral, he has the right to decide later, but then it must be public.
He has to pronounce it.
The same way he pronounced publicly
Yeah.
he was neutral, he has to come back and say, at this time, I'm going to vote, and I'm going to vote for Braga or I'm going to vote for We Are. Nobody's
Yes.
going to kill you for who you want to
Yeah.
vote for. That's your right. So I hope that answers your question. Go ahead, Moses.
Yeah. You know, I was saying that.
Yeah, I got some clips here. I want to start rolling. Akaras Gray went to one of the places that you carry oil, man, in black. Let people see.
The men that want to take us back to the rebel days.
Uh, yeah,
Don't forget now. Maybe Mr. Dukuly will be in the bag.
I will not see the man.
Oh, okay.
Don't worry about that. I'm looking. It's not.
Okay.
He ain't come anywhere closer.
Okay.
So, as I was saying, right, I'm trying to.
Yeah. Yeah. So why you trying to find that?
Uh-huh.
Let me just provide this information. You know, I heard on Spoon TV on the podcast that the high school that you graduated from, Kennedy High School, that's where Mr. Weah voted today.
Okay.
At that precinct, Omen Boaka whipped Mr. Weah at that precinct.
And
And then later,
and
and it was reported later that some officers from the EPS went to Kennedy High School to take away ballot boxes. And the citizens put up a stiff defense
mhm.
to prevent them from taking the ballot boxes. Volcano, on election day, what role, you help me understand here, what role is the EPS playing in this process that they will go to take away ballot boxes? Where are they taking the ballot boxes?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So the people put up a stiff defense.
Yeah, you can.
You can.
Nothing should be done without the elections commissions.
It's the election commission's day.
Yeah.
And I even heard that they have unmarked vehicles traveling from one location to another in Monrovia
Mm-hmm.
collecting ballot boxes.
Okay, let's go.
Collecting ballot boxes, yeah. hmm And let's look at this. What's going on here?
So welcome to the Sport TV Live here. We are here at
Look at Carlos Gray.
here in uh, live street voting precinct where the representative Francois has come as an observer here, observer at this polling precinct. But he and security officers here not getting along. The lawmaker is insisting that he is an observer of the ruling coalition for democratic change, and as such, is entitled to carry security and other supporters within the polling place. But the securities are saying, network of are saying no. If you are an observer of the CDC, you alone should go. And they've been here for a while. I did precinct.
So let's stop here.
Yeah.
Carlos Gray is still a sitting representative.
hmm
Am I right?
Yeah, until January. Yeah.
Until January, right?
Yes.
He's an official of the government. He is a representation of his constituency.
hmm
He comes with a bunch of guys here. You can see that they've been on causing problems,
Of course.
and they show up here, and he's demanding that as he's an observer, and that he must go in there and will hit people.
It doesn't work like
The
that.
elections commission workers are saying no. If you are an observer, go in by yourself.
Yes.
Then the other man also is showing. So that observer people that they got there, they're not something that they could go to NEC and say, you'll give all enough.
Moment.
Get their own people. What type of
May-
problem is this?
Don't forget now you're dealing with incumbent.
Let's go on.
Yeah,
I
in
just wanted to
district.
point out.
Yeah, look at that.
I must rather country.
A complete violation of
Made a way
electoral
on.
laws.
So we continue to bring you up to date.
Look at the men there behind the man. They all looking at Zogos.
Happenings across the district, district 8, district 9. And so the lawmaker has made a way in to observe the process. According to him, he's an observer of the ruling coalition for democratic change. He's just made his way in to the precinct.
And what is he trying to do?
Lawmaker, why are you here? Observer for which institution?
So what in the plastic bag they carry?
I don't know.
That give the ballot there? Or that the ballot they brought, the pre-ballot they brought?
Representative Gray
Yeah.
says he's an observer of the CDC.
Look at that. Who is he? Who is he to be there trying to supervise?
Yeah.
Your role as an observer is to just monitor.
Isn't that an intimidation?
It's an intimidation. He's acting like an authority
Yeah.
of the NEC.
Yeah.
When you go to observe, your role is just to monitor what is going on, so you can report to your party. If the process is not being fair, is being mad by dishonesty, you report that to your party. You don't go asking people, who is this other person? What did this other person come to do?
Let's go.
Yeah, and they're saying only the lawmaker to access the
Look at
voting
that.
place, and that he's an observer of the election from the voting
So he's at a precinct, but going to the different polling places within the.
Yeah, the precinct, yeah.
coalition for democratic change, and he has come to observe the process moving across the district.
You see that? That's a sign of intimidation.
So we try to see how the lawmaker, he's still a lawmaker, those who say that the electoral laws provides that up to January, which time he will no longer be, he has up to January.
So
That's
look here.
absolutely wrong.
Hold on, look here, Moses.
Mm-hmm.
This entire precinct is showing
Polling
this
place
is
number 3.
30355, right?
Yeah, that's the precinct number.
And then they got
The polling place, that identical room that is at the polling place number 3.
AIE, yeah. And then
Yeah.
I don't know what is jumps. Is it Jahcy? JAHCY?
Where or the name of the precinct, right?
Yeah, no, it says from Tour. Right here. I don't even understand what I
They
mean.
said name of voter registration card.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I'm wondering if I
Precinct code.
and this is Monrovia Free Pentecostal School at Ocean View.
Yeah. I mean, look, Volcano. Let me just go off tangent a little bit.
Oh, hold on, man, hold on. Let's just see what the man doing.
Can you imagine? Look, who is he to be, telling people to report to him, all of that?
Representative of District 8 of Mosurada County, Moses Akara's
Look at all these
is
people
going across the district and talking to CDC observer.
The other man don't even know what a district is. He's talking about going across the district.
Observer for
Yeah,
the
man. Somebody
Coalition
up,
for
you know,
Democratic
listen,
Change.
that
man.
the prison.
Yeah,
Man, call the people prison. Call it
To
that.
observe the process here in District number 9.
For Volcano.
Hold on, Moses. I just want to see whether they
District
were
9.
asking questions out here.
Look at
This
the
is
tall.
Representative
Yeah.
Gray, tell us why you
Look at
observed
man,
so
Abo
far
Ray.
when you
Man,
went in
man,
there.
how, man?
Look at man, Abo.
The man just came from smoking marijuana,
Look at man, Abo.
Mhm.
I guess it was spoiled here today.
The boy went to spot the thing, my man.
Anybody trying anything with spoiled here today.
Yeah.
Who actually you follow it when they say it's okay for us.
So everything okay in there.
According to them, it's okay. That's why we came. The call sent this morning to us. Yeah, the observers called me and they had some issues with the service. So it's okay.
So listen to him. The observers called me and they said they had some issues.
And he went to resolve it.
See, so we can resolve it.
Yeah.
You employ now with the Elections Commission?
Commission.
Since about 1 hour.
Can you imagine that? You see how the man embarrassed the commission?
People coming around and asking.
If the people have problems, who do they report to?
Hold on, he talking.
And the two political institutions, because they got a PCR card, the two candidates. So
We have no issue with the observer, the party observers have to be FRR, get release a statement. It should not be done that way. They believe that the two political parties are not going by the
no, but the CDC is not doing it in District 8. You saw anyone in there, not a single citizen has that.
But look at the people around this guy. These are boys whose name he says, sick a puppy,
Yeah, they're right.
and attack.
Okay?
You got all these young people walking behind him.
Since this morning, we've been telling our people to remain calm because of respect. Since this morning, we want the GW Games in a public record. Only unity party in District 8.
You said what?
And he said next have his issue was taken. Okay? Because on one or two of the networkers said they could do it. So they put on any argument. We got more than 5-6 areas where the networkers said that the people should do it, the washers. So they had it and they were doing that. So they raised concern about that. So the next issue of statement, then
Oh man,
immediately I knew
Volcano,
that
look
was
at the guy in the back.
Listen to yeah, wait.
So
yeah.
moving forward, what
I
you
mean,
gonna do in the various places that you are
you see
going right?
the thing here is that we don't want to cause chaos. Our responsibility is for everyone to go and vote peacefully. Like we said, nobody will disrupt any election in this country. Okay, you saw who came. I asked my people, he said, okay, once I said, okay, I walk on. A public record, you can carry that. Okay, so our mission is not to disrupt. Our mission is to ensure that our people are okay. And once we receive complaint by the observer status, we go in, we try to settle it. If we cannot settle it, we have to bring that for the police in. Okay, but there will be no chaos and there will be no violence. People can freely go and vote for whichever they want to vote for.
Like in the first round, you were accused by your opponents of bringing people
I
across.
never even moved to any police center in journalists. And from where I want to vote, because I was a candidate. So once I voted, unlike the other candidates who were passing around getting on public record, once I voted in a personal election, I went straight to my party headquarters. There's no public record of me being to any other police center before I voted, along with my family. Today I'm a observer, that's why I respect the rules of English. So the accusation, people don't get made accusation. We are credible journalists around here. If people make accusations, their responsibility is to be sure to verify the accusation. But the entire first round did not move to a single police center because they have voted. But because I have the observer status and I show it to the networkers and they allow me, if you're going to insist that we cannot get in, we're not going to force you, we're going to call next to say your work of status.
You are observer. How many districts do you have in Mozzarella County?
For now, only District 8 I'm observing. For now, I can go
But
across
this is District 9.
No, there's generally, District 8. It's past on top now. Fresh
Shut
Street.
down.
Yeah, you're right on what's that? You're right on 10th Street.
Okay.
From 12, 11, 10, all the way to 7. They are in the street.
Okay.
Yeah. But so there's my district now.
Okay, Moses, make your point.
Yeah, the point I was trying to make, Volcano, look at the guys that escorted Mr. Gray. How do they look to you? Look at their physical appearance. The guys look like, addicts. I mean, I don't want to be coming across as condescending, but they look like people just waiting just waiting to get instruction. You see that? It's it's crazy.
Let me go to another clip.
Yeah.
Former Nigerian President Goodluck Jonathan
Hmm.
uh, is also in Liberia.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think he's leading international observers.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay. And he was there today to, you know,
But Volcano, why you do that? Okay, go ahead. Okay. That good luck?
no, he's here.
Okay. Okay. Wow. History changed, my man. I don't hear him.
It's low, that's all.
Oh, okay.
The people that won't use cell phone, they don't go closer to the people.
Yeah.
It's not going to pick up like that.
Former Nigerian president. When he got voted out, he took it and went quietly. You see this man, he's living a happy life now. He's living a happy life.
What's this? The man can barely hear the man you talking
No.
about me.
Oh, okay. You just can't hear him. That's true, Thomas.
The audio is there. It's just that the
Yeah,
recording is low.
yeah.
So what he's saying here is that Liberia is the prime reason for our existence when we say we are Liberians. And there must be a Liberia for a president to emerge out of Liberia.
That's true.
There must be Liberia before you can have a parliament. There must be Liberia before you can have a president. There
Mhm.
must be Liberia before you can have a minister. So he's just saying that Liberia must be the primary reason for Liberians to be given that opportunity
I agree.
to cast the ballot.
Yeah.
Because who voting? Liberians. And where are they voting? In Liberia.
In Liberia.
For what purpose? For Liberian
For
purpose.
Lib-
So that's what.
so, in summary, he's only saying that the people should be what? Nationalistic. Put the country first. Everything should be about the good of Liberia. You cannot be your president when your country is in chaos. You know, Amb Volcano,
No, no,
you
absolutely.
cannot be your president when your people don't feel happy with you. You become a president when your people are happy and your country is stable, is peaceful. I think that's the crux of the message that he was trying to get across to people. That this thing here is not about you, it's about the good of your country. And I agree with him 100%. You see, I agree with him
Let
100%.
me put another one here.
Yeah.
We're just looking at elections issue here. Let me see here. Okay, it's there. It's there. So our mayor, Miguel, went to vote.
But look,
You can hear it.
no, I don't hear you.
You don't hear it. You don't hear anything.
It come out a little bit, but it's just that low. It's okay.
Yeah, but that's how the recordings are. These things are
Yeah.
fast.
Okay.
Just listen. That's all.
Yeah.
A short update. The elected senator of Queen Abi County, Honorable Nathan Folomake cast his vote at the RAT International, where he registered. The last time he was here, he was a candidate, and now he's being announced as senator elect of Mangiri County.
What is he talking there? What is he doing?
What's this? Hold on.
But I thought this guy's supposed to be walking other day instead of instead of trying to meddle into other polling centers. And you see that volcano? That's absolutely wrong. Look at all the people that he carried there.
So let's stop there.
Hmm.
There is nowhere in American elections or in any election where the people are seen.
Hmm. The pool workers, right?
No. The people, meaning the
Hmm.
electorates, are
Yeah.
seen.
Hmm.
Seen with census.
Hmm.
We go to the poll where it's a one-man thing.
One
You
man.
go to the poll with your family, you don't even go in the same line
No,
together. Say,
one at a time.
here we're going. No, you are an individual at the polling center or
Hmm.
polling ballot booth or whatever
Hmm.
whatever you want
Yeah.
to call it. You are an individual, and that must remain. And you don't go there with a spectacle. You
No.
don't go there to create a scene. You don't go there with bodyguards and all of that. The people don't give a damn about you. You just became a senator the other day. You don't even know if you take the position by the time it comes around. You don't know. You got a scene track you play on Brownie Samuka. Who said they can play on your do? I don't know. I'm just actually see my own stupidity inside.
So
But
hello,
but
but don't forget it.
yeah.
Just to buttress the point you make here. What I tell them again, they're touring the all over the place, celebrating.
Yeah.
What if tomorrow morning we wake up and the NDC comes and say announce Omer Boaka as the winner of the election?
Mhm.
And the UP takes over the country. They say, hey, America, we're ready to comply with you. These people.
We are going to prosecute them. So, we prosecute you. You can't take your seat. So
Yeah.
I don't understand what is so happening. People going all over the place. Chris,
Yeah.
when I was trying
Yeah.
to make Moses,
Yeah.
when I was trying to make here is that
Yeah.
Mr. McGill, go in our booth, vote quietly, put
And
your
go
ballot,
home.
even though he kissed a paper and hey, no, we are you my king, you my God, I'll
Yeah.
put you back. And he did that. Walk away.
Walk
Why you
away.
all over the place? Why you got bodyguard? Why the press got to talk to you?
Mhm.
In fact, all of this supposed to happen on the outside.
On the other side, a
On the
distraction you were
outside.
doing right there in
You
the
don't come
in
in
the
the
police
police
center.
station and come and create a spectacle showing power.
Yeah.
This is wrong. These are the irregularities we are talking about. Then the children that our power we yell, our power we yell.
Can you imagine that?
What type of country is this?
It is. Whatever countries. I mean, this is so incomprehensible. And these are the people that our people look up to provide leadership when they themselves cannot provide leadership for themselves. There was no need for Maggie to go down there showing up. This election wasn't about Maggie. Only two parties important now: President Weah and the former Vice President Joseph Boakai. All the other people then, as far as I'm concerned, they are insignificant. They think they're not senatorial race. So for you to go there with all these people, Akara's grade that was defeated, and he walking around as some kind of commander. I mean, Akara, this thing is not about you, you know. So it's sad.
Well, good evening,
And
everyone. This is just Johnny us. Would like to welcome you to our 190th broadcast here tonight in the Issues Room. The Issues Room is the alternative social media platform that emanated out of Liberia to discuss Liberia, the African continent, and the Black diaspora. We say thank you for joining us here Tuesdays and Fridays, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And now, with the time has changed, it's midnight in Liberia. Those of you, our viewers in Liberia, we thank you for being up this late with us because it speaks volume to your dedication and viewership. So we say thank you. Continue to love us, like us, and follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and LinkedIn. We encourage all of you to share our link, share our page, and continue to invite others to join us. Thomas Awaji, thank you for being here. Mohammed Kroma, Flomo Livingstone, Samuel Abu. It's good to see you, my brother. Welcome to the show tonight. We say you, Montreal Krenga. Also good to see you. Raymond Clark, Shaggy McCaffey. Thank you, Alexander Boniface, Emmanuel Hayes, Fergie Moyu. Thank you. Thank you to all of you who have shown up here. Dr. Manin Sumo, Momo Nelson. Thank you for coming to Issues Room here tonight. McLean Renner, my brother, the activist. Welcome to the show. Thank you, Ahmad Fremer, for joining us. Abenigo Kanife, thank you. Or Kanafe, thank you. Thank you for joining us here tonight. Keep looking, keep watching, and keep being with us. Olivia Landford, it's good to see you. We're discussing post elections in Liberia today. Just to reiterate, we had our runoff. The runoff was between Joseph Yuma Boakai, the opposition, former vice president and ambassador of the Republic of Liberia, and the incumbent president George Mane Weah, who is seeking a second term. As we see it right now, there are more uh, media outlets in the country that are still announcing their
Results from various angles.
media outlets in social media space, and their media outlets, the old conventional radio stations in Liberia that are releasing information. But of course, it's our anticipation that the Elections Commission will convene tomorrow to begin counting. From what we hear, most of the polling tallies were done in the day.
Yeah.
It didn't. Some of the places were done with elections earlier.
Oh yeah, because
compared to what
the turnout was low. Yeah.
because of the
Yeah.
turnout. So we should know who is president probably by Thursday.
I, I
If
even
not
want.
tomorrow.
Yeah, I even want to believe that no later than tomorrow evening.
Or Thursday.
Because Volcano, what has made the whole thing very easy to even figure out, who is in the lead or not, because everybody got a smartphone. And each of these political parties got what they call war room. They got, a meeting
So just
centers.
answer Thomas' question now.
Yeah.
Or his statement.
The CDC people say they are winning. People say they are winning. I am confused. Obviously. But now you have to look at what I was saying is that you to be able to figure out who is saying the truth. This is how it's going to be, Volcano. All the political parties have poll watchers, and those poll watchers, at the end of the day, when those votes were being tallied, they took photos. That's how Akawas Gray lost the election in District 8. Because the poll watchers took photo of the results that were released. So they took the photos and sent them to their supporters. After then, Mr. Gray went, he tried to manipulate the process. You remember that, Volcano, when the guy, the administrator, the election magistrate, actually, Mr. Gray got 73 votes in one of the areas, one of the polling centers, and the guy wrote one before the 7, making it 173. But then, what made it difficult for that to prevail was that the very tally sheet that had 173, Prince people had the same tally sheet that reflected 73. And then that became what? Contentious. And later it was determined by the NEC that yes, indeed, the the election magistrate did something wrong.
Let me do this.
Mm-hmm.
So I received some very formal
Numbers,
sheets here,
yeah,
directly from some of the places in the country.
yeah.
I got 39 copies, And
See that?
while looking, it was sent to me.
You see that?
And these are taken from the board.
Mm-hmm.
Once they finish and they post it.
They posted.
So that to tell you, for instance, let me just say this here quick. Some of the recorded places like this.
Mm-hmm.
This place is this voting precinct is called Namuwa School, and this is district number 10,
Mm-hmm.
polling place 1, and the voting precinct number is 30078, and
What county?
that's what I'm trying to find here. You know, when they're taking picture, they don't take the picture.
Okay.
It makes sense.
Then look for another one.
Yeah. So, but if the signature here,
Mm-hmm.
Roger Papi Brown
Mm-hmm.
of UP and Michael D. Flomo of CDC.
You see
Those
that?
are people who observe,
Was observed.
and
And they signed it. Title sheet.
signature here is Yankwe Fofana Moba. So I
Mhm.
believe he's the NEC person.
Yes.
You can see here. This
See
is
that?
the stamp from
Okay.
the NEC.
Well, from the NEC. Then read the result on that.
Yeah, the result here. Total number of people who voted
Mhm.
were 402.
Mhm.
A total of 2 invalid votes.
Mhm.
I mean, total number of people who voted were 404.
Yes.
As you can see,
Yeah, I see that.
404,
Four.
2
Yeah.
invalid votes,
Yes.
2 invalid votes, and 402 people voted.
Yes.
And out of the 402 people who have voted,
Mhm.
252 were for CDC and 150 for the UP.
Yes.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah. So
2
yeah.
and 150 for the UP.
Yes.
So that's that was just one of the stuff.
One of them. Yeah.
But let me go back here quick. Here's another one,
Mhm.
and this one is the same place,
Mhm.
but this is polling place number 2 in the same district number 1. And
Yeah.
this sounds like Lofa County.
Okay.
Sounds like Lofa County, Namuwu School.
Okay.
In this one,
Mhm.
420 people voted, 1 invalid vote, and
Yeah.
419. Out of
Okay.
that, 265 for UP and
Mhm.
164 for the CDC.
For the city.
154, actually 154
For the CDC.
that's that same precinct. So
Yes.
you can see that all of this was recorded and
And stamped
posted on the board.
on the board
Take picture and send these things.
to the various war rooms.
So here you got this one. To the same school again. It's an English and Arabic school. Namuwa English and Arabic school. For the people
Yeah.
who know, Namuwa English and Arabic school.
Mhm.
So 220 people vote. There was no invalid vote. No invalid vote. You seen it?
Yeah.
0 invalid vote. 220. All right,
Yeah.
220 UP 158, 62 CDC.
So you see that?
Right there. And these were the representatives. Emerson Taylor and Lucia. Emerson Taylor for
Lucia.
UP and Lucia
For CDC.
CDC, and Alphonso
Was the supervisor there? He signed it.
Alphonso Jagua, and here's the NEC stamp.
Mhm. So while you go through that, right,
there's
Volcano?
a lot of them. They sent me
Yeah.
a lot of them.
Okay. You see that? So Volcano, the point I'm trying to make here, and as you display on the screen tonight, right? It makes it real difficult
So
for anyone to try to change number.
let me go here.
Mhm.
So this one say Masa Bolahun
Okay, that in Lofa.
and his grand crew in Lofa, Quadro Boni, Pakidu Public School polling place number 1. it said that UP was 100 and CDC was 232. Polling place number two rather. UP
Yeah.
was 76 and CDC was 262.
Mhm.
Bagadu Town Hall, UP was 50, CDC was 167. Polling place number 4, UP was 94 and CDC was 245. And so it goes on. Then you got Kolahun Central High School.
Yeah.
UP was 215, CDC 169. UP 168, CDC 167. Polling
Okay.
place number 3, UP 183, CDC 127. Polling place number 4, 155, UP 143, CDC, and polling place number 5, UP 137 and CDC 167. So this is from the Kolahun Central High School polling place.
Yes.
This is in at the Kolahun precinct.
Mhm.
So I mean, everybody has,
The
this
numbers are coming.
you said. So you can see all of the different places in the
Yeah.
in the Thailand.
Mhm.
If you look there, here's another one here again.
Mhm.
Um, you know, so like this one here, it was at um this one is Palo Ndama Public
Yeah.
School, district number 1, precinct number 3, and the polling center or the precinct rather is they cover the other number with the tape that it was taping there on the wall.
Mhm.
It's 1069, and
Oh.
the number of
Oh.
people who
Volcano. I
yeah,
think Mr. Dukuly been trying to reach out. I see that he called here like twice. Let
the
me.
man is not here, Moses.
No, what I'm saying,
But
I
listen,
see he called me.
then go off camera
Yeah,
and
let me talk to him. Okay. Let
so as I was saying, so 364 people voted at this precinct that I'm talking about here, and one invalid vote. If you can see it, one invalid vote, and 363 valid vote, 289 for UP, and 74 for CDC. So these are just stuff that was sent. Again, I think the point we're trying to make here, we're not giving projection tonight. We're not giving results. We're not on the grounds. If I were on the grounds, I would be able to say for firsthand what I see. But unfortunately, this is third party information. Um, is it credible enough? Yes, from what we see, because that's what is being posted on the bulletin with the camera. You know, people going there and taking pictures rather, and sending it all across, and some of the folks who are taking these pictures, they're sending it to different radio stations, different media outlets, so that people can begin to see what is trending, at least to have some kind of purview of the situation that took place today. But what we know for a fact is that it wasn't uh, lively as it was on October 10th. And some of the reasons why people believe that it wasn't lively, for some of the people I talked to, remember some of those guys who were running as representatives in certain places across the country? They were taking their own people to go and vote for them, right? And so their own people that they were taking were also voting for the presidency. So say hypothetically they took hundreds of people from Monrovia to go to Grand Crew to vote. They were voting for all of these representatives and the senatorial candidates. And while there, they voted for the CDC. There's no more or senatorial race. So what's going to happen here? Those people are back in Monrovia. They were not going to stay there and camp out until runoff. So they had to come back. So then what happens? You have to run them back again? You can't. And some of these people are not going to go, no matter what you do. So it's on all sides. Whoever did what they did in the first round, those irregularities, those malpractices, some people observed them, and some people decided to correct them. Accordingly, the oppositions didn't think it was necessary to carry what you call pool washers in the southeast, because they were already self-fulfilling prophecy. They said, well, that was we are stronghold. No need to go battle there. Let's fight for Nima County because Nima County can even out the vote with the entire southeast. But then what they forgot that Nima County could be shared, could be split. So this time around, a lot of them decided to make correction to the mistakes and the errors they made. And some of the opposition endorsement of the CDC, some of the opposition endorsement of the UP, everyone were tight, not where, but everyone tightened their own screws to
Yes.
ensure that they protected the votes of their constituents. So that is why it would be difficult, for anyone to say now you're going to cheat, except it's broad daylight. So, like in the case, you sending military or people there to go EPS, whatever you want to say, to grab ballot boxes, or you attempting to go carry pre-ballots, you will get caught because the people now are educated to see where they made errors that we had to go to a runoff. So we're not making prediction. We have no authority to make prediction because we're not on the grounds. We can only feed off of what is trending on social media. And we also have to be very, very careful on how we validate some of these things. That is why I can't sit here tonight and tell you, so, oh, the CDC has won or the CDC is losing, or George, or Burger has won or Burger is losing. We just got to feed off what the National Elections Commission says. And that's the only authority that I will wait for to make declaration of who wins the presidency. Now, when that declaration is made, and we think with all reasonable doubt that there were uncontrollable foul play, there were intimidation, there were issues, then
Of course.
the institutions that are disenfranchised, the institutions that are victimized will take up the issues with the justice system in Liberia and the international community. But that's my position, Moses.
No, absolutely, you're right. And I just want to remind you, don't forget, check backstage and see.
Moses, let's go ahead
Yeah,
this
you
conversation.
know,
Stop this. I'm
yeah,
lost. Yeah.
yeah. Hmm.
If the man
So
I will bring
yeah,
him,
so
not to
as
remind me, I can see him right away.
okay, so as we're discussing, Volcano, it is very difficult for. I mean, we are not in 1970. The system that the NEC has put in place, and with social media, it has made it difficult. You can go and take all the battle boxes. For the fact that these people have taken photos of the tally sheets, everything you're doing, it will just be a waste. You cannot overturn the outcome of this election.
But I don't want you to also
No,
be
I am not announcing anything.
oh
I'm
no,
just saying something.
listen to what I want to say. I don't
Yeah.
want you to even depend on that. Because if people want to cheat, they will stay cheat. What if the information they put in the bulletin that's cheating information and you taking the picture then? What difference does it make?
No, no, but Volcano,
Moses,
this is how it goes. Wait.
how does it go?
Okay. So before, my understanding is that before they start the casting of ballots, all the ballot boxes are displayed before the poll watchers and international observers to ensure transparency, to ensure that there are no pre-marked ballot papers in there. And that's why those ballot boxes are transparent, very clear. And at the end of the voting process, they, they're going to take all the ballot papers, put them down, and begin to count.
But let's stop there, Moses. Let's
And
stop.
begin to count. Yes.
Moses, let's stop there.
Mhm.
When you say the ballot boxes are transparent and they are clear,
Mhm.
are in the ballot boxes empty and that the voting card the person voted with, like Montana get put in the box, that will fill the box?
Yeah, but when Mr. McGill voted, he put his ballot paper in the ballot box.
Okay, so that means the box was empty. So the number
Yeah.
of people that put in paper there that will make the box to get full.
Okay, now, okay, so it's like people creating,
So what
additional
if
voter cards. Is that
so
what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
What if
Yeah, anything can happen. Yeah.
what if those voter cards were already pre-marked
Okay.
and we show the empty box to the international community and somewhere we mango and we slip it inside. And then we counted 200 for CDC that was slipped inside. Or 100 for UP that was slipped inside. I'm just giving you the hypothetical.
Mhm.
So that in that box we go in now and take the information out and say these are the number of people who voted and these are the number of ballots that we have counted. This is what is a portion to CDC and this is what is a portion to what UP.
Okay.
And
But
we
not,
tally. I'm coming now. We do
yeah.
that tally
Mhm.
on that sheet that is
Yeah.
stamped, that the both observers from the two camps signed, as you saw,
Mhm.
and the electorate, the election magistrate or whatever, the supervisor there signs it and stamps it. So that's the number now we're putting up.
Okay. But now this is how they can easily track it, right? The number of registered voters at a particular precinct or a particular polling center, right? Let's assume that you register 500 persons at this precinct. You cannot have uh 1,000 electors coming from that precinct. It's not possible. When you have 1,000 coming, it means that you have more voters than registered voters, and that would be a significant fraud. So whatever number that you have gonna come out as a result of voters, that number can either be less, but it cannot be more. When the number is less, it means that you have fewer number of people that show up.
So let's do this.
Yes.
With the runoff elections in anticipation that we register 3,000 people.
Mhm.
3,000 people.
Yeah.
And we didn't see 3,000 people voted. We took in 500 pre-populated ballot
Mhm.
with the names registered at that precinct.
Mhm.
And those people didn't show up. And we know the people that show up, we saw them, we stamped their finger. And the other people that didn't show up, we fill out the B and we throw it inside.
How you going to throw that in the presence of the international
man.
watchers?
My man, the way I call Great Storm that play, people start thinking that I looking at the man doing things there. I tell them again, doing the, at the beginning there, calling people together. That big man, like we quick to get intimidated. Or we quick to put up relationship. You saw the people were accepting the people. Oh yeah, senator, like our power, we yell. So all I want is distraction.
I know.
Then
That wasn't necessary at all.
My man, anything can happen. That's why I will wait for the Elections Commission to make its announcement because anything can happen.
No, I mean, I agree with you.
Honestly,
All should wait
who
for the
cheats in the
outcome.
election? Moses, historically, who would cheat in the election?
Who would cheat
Mm-hmm.
in Africa, including
In
Liberia? The incumbent.
Okay, any election for that matter, right?
The incumbent.
The incumbent,
Especially when the incumbent is underperforming, it is likely that the incumbent will cheat.
even if they're
Hey.
performing. Oh man, the point I'm making here, or I'm asking you this question, is who has all of the authority to cheat?
Yeah, the
It is
incumbent.
the incumbent who have all of the resources to cheat. It is the
The
incumbent.
incumbent, yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
But even let's look at this hypothetical, right? Let's assume that Volcano, you and I go to bed tonight. We'll wake up, and we're not announcing any candidate. We just being hypothetical here. We're just saying that anything can happen. So we go to bed tomorrow morning. We'll wake up, and Omer Joseph Boakai is announced as president elect of Liberia. So now the question that comes is the millions of dollars that Mr. Henry Costa, Benuna Ure, Ide Gonglo, Ben Sanvi, and all the other people took from the CDC. How would they account for that? That's a difficult question for the ruling CDC. The motorbikes that Mr. Weir bought for people, transporting people here and there, putting people in hotels, buying T-shirts in the millions.
You ask this question. Let me come in. You ask
Yes.
a question. Just give me a minute. Let me come in. The reason why I want to come in is because when you have a modus operandi,
Hmm.
an operating mode in a society, something that people do and it becomes common nature,
Yeah.
where there's no repercussion, then the thing is something that can be done.
Hmm.
Charles Taylor led the country however he wanted to. Samuel Doe led the country however he wanted to. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf led the country however she wanted to. Emma Sawyer led the country however he wanted to. Judy Bryant led the country however he wanted to. And none of those governments successively
Hmm.
had anyone down their throat and say, hey, we're going to hold you accountable. Here's
Right.
all the stealing you've done. Here all the corruption. Here all the deprivation you put on the Liberian people, depriving them of their basic incentives, their livelihood.
Hmm.
So people would do it all the time. And the CDC government is just doing what other governments done
Of course.
with no repercussion, with no one taking action. It takes one president who means well for the country, who means well for the people of Liberia to take action. It would derail that mindset. It would derail that behavior. It would put a check on it because people know they will have to account for everything
Yeah.
that they do, every monies that is spent. You and I know it
Hmm.
today in Liberia from what we heard. That whole report of the late Batin Yenswa
Oh yeah.
had to
Oh,
do
yeah.
with people who were just taking government money within the first months of the CDC
The
with no
COVID, all of
accountability,
that, all the
with
money,
no record, no receipt, nothing.
the accountability.
And so that's why. So to answer your question, yes, that is why they're doing what they're doing. And so they're able to take money and give it to the closing argument, and the argument has closed. I haven't seen the closing argument on for a couple of now. I don't know what they're doing. The men are dancing, Buka in Liberia has called. Somebody in George enjoying himself, Kev Hassan and Stampy there, Henry Cross
So,
bouncing all around.
so,
So
so,
no,
Volcano, you telling me that
closing argument has closed.
so the election has come to an end. I mean, and the closing argument has closed.
The closing argument closed.
John, we have
You
put Kev Hassan in a luxury hotel. So
know,
the closing argument.
Moses,
Yeah,
thank God for you, thank God for me, thank God for several Liberians, many Liberians, hundreds of Liberians, who at least can talk, but we know what we stand for.
yeah,
And I would say tonight, I have nothing against President Weah, but I have everything against the way he led the country for these
absolutely.
6 years. I have everything against that. He could have done better. By the end of the day, he's not willing to learn. We've said it repeatedly. He's not willing to entrench himself in understanding the essence of leadership and how to drive a nation. He's not willing. That is why we're in this predicament.
Mhm.
That is why we're where we are tonight. That is why we had to go to a runoff election, because Weah was popular from day one. There's no reason why a 78-year-old man should be giving Weah sleepless night.
I'm telling you,
And he
brother.
run the country within the context of leadership, holding his lieutenants accountable, addressing the nation, addressing the killings of innocent people. Stop flying private jets, buying helicopter,
You know,
building condominiums, building lavish homes, enjoying life. We wouldn't be having this runoff.
dishing money out to almost anyone who comes around, even
Paying
insignificant
for
people.
endorsements.
Yeah, even insignificant people. You dishing out money to them. Look, Volcano, you struck a very certain point here. If you do the comparative analysis in terms of age, Mr. Weir has age in his favor. He's younger than Ome Joseph Walker. When you do the comparative analysis in terms of the know-how, competence, Joseph Walker and Ome Joseph Walker and Mr. Weir are not comparable. Mr. Weir has age in his favor in terms of knowledge, work experience, competence. Mr. Weir has none. He has demonstrated that. These are things that when we talk about, people say, "Oh, you hate the man." No, we're just being honest. We just looking at what is happening in the country and what we believe should happen for our people. Like you said, you have a country that is completely lawless. Look at what is happening today, even as the NDC, or was out there conducting the runoff election. No civilized society that you go to on election day, you got one lawmaker walking around with a group of thugs behind, and you're going from one polling center to another. It doesn't go that way. But because we have a complete breakdown in the rule of law, you got police officers, you have EPS officers driving to voting precincts, and they say they're taking ballot boxes away. To where? To where, Volcano? So these are some of the reasons why most people believe that it is just better that Mr. Weir retires. And please don't get it wrong. We're not announcing here tonight that Mr. Barker has already won the presidency. No, we are just being practical here. We are just looking at what is happening in the country. We are being hypothetical. We said if Mr. Barker is announced president tomorrow, what will happen? And that can also go the other way. We can go to bed tonight, we'll wake up tomorrow, and Mr. Weir is announced president of the Republic of Liberia. Mr. Weir re-elected for another 6 years. So then the question again that comes, what will Mr. Weir do for Mr. Henry Costa? Will he be appointed a cabinet minister in the Weir-led government? Will Mr. Ben Sanvi get appointment in government? Will Mr. Kefansan get appointment in government? Will Madam Edith Gonglo get appointment in government? If they are not privileged to get appointment in government, then what happens? Are they going to go back to the very people that they told to vote for Mr. Weir to start bar-muffing Mr. Weir again? These are critical questions that people need to answer. And Volcano, most people who know Mr. Weir, his style of leadership, they say this man, he doesn't keep commitments. He may have told you, oh yeah, my man, I was sending you to defense. I was sending you to foreign affairs. At the end of the day, if the man is re-elected, the man has nothing to lose again. He doesn't have to send you there. You will have to live with that for another 6 years.
Hold on, Moses.
Yes.
While I plan the talking, let me show you something here quick.
Mm-hmm.
You see the man there?
Yeah, you see that in Chile? In the hotel.
You see the man in room 309.
The boys are chilling at the expense of George Weir.
These are the people who are hurting themselves and they think they're hurting the Liberian people.
Yeah.
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 You see Ben Sanvi drinking cold beer.
Yeah.
You see Henry Costa asking for knocking glass. Come on in, George.
Yeah.
These are your leaders tomorrow, though.
Yeah.
We don't stand for anything, but I'll keep the picture of while I bring you Honorable Dukuly.
Yeah.
Honorable Dukuly, welcome to the issues room.
Thank you very much, Mr. Shelton. How's Liberia? That's the first question.
No, he's back. He's back in the States.
Oh, you're back in the States?
Yeah. Could
So you didn't vote?
Yeah.
Could you just get your head up a little bit? Because
I think you should. Yeah, just get in the middle.
No.
Yeah, I think it's okay.
No,
right?
Moses, hold on.
Okay, you tell him. Yeah.
Tilt it to you. Don't take it away from you. Okay,
Okay, good. You look good.
Oh, all right.
You look
Right.
good. Yeah, you look good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now answer my question. You didn't vote?
I said I'm not in Liberia.
The man left the people and came back to the States.
So how was the
So
trip overall?
so the men make all the people only for them to go drink club beer.
Yeah,
More beer.
at the expense of the Liberian government.
And then they got in mind to be all on social media showing off. You see that?
Yeah.
See the man living lavishly. Look at the man, he is sweet. Paid for on the expense of taxpayers, the Liberian people.
Yeah.
And you call this good living, right?
Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
living.
Yeah.
See the people knocking glass.
That's what Mr. Goodlaw was talking about. He said the election is about Liberia. If you don't have Liberia, you don't have a president. So that's nationalism, right, Mr. Dukuly?
Right. Well, first of all, the first thing I wanted to say is to thank the diaspora media. However, the outcome, the election, you guys did it.
Thank you.
For example, your colleague, Mr. Shetton, was in Liberia, left his family, his work, spent about a month, if not more, in Liberia. Spoon has done equally well. And some of the names, with your permission, I'm going to call. I really haven't ever met them. Like Yeke Kolba,
Okay.
a brave young man.
Yeah.
He didn't have to do it, but he went throughout the country, went to places that even I, as former Minister of Internal Affairs, only visited briefly, never slept there. Never slept in Riverside. Yeke slept there. Mike Jabate, I haven't met these guys, but it is the diaspora media and a few brave souls on the ground, not the mainstream media.
Yeah.
Because the mainstream media already defined where it was. So I'd like to just begin by saying it's a privilege to be on your platform this night, and also to thank, give praises rather to Spoon. The first round was carried individually by.
Yeah. We're hearing this echo from the background.
Yeah,
It's not an echo, it's a
yeah,
PP.
Okay. Yeah. Something big. Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so Spoon did a fantastic job first round. That UP came as close as it did was because of the campaign, and you guys have done similarly.
Thank you.
I'd just like to say, as a former media person, thank you to all the media with emphasis on the diaspora media.
Thank you, sir.
Let me quickly do this quick here. Right now, Mr. Dukuly, we're just grabbing some little videos here and clips here from here and there on today. There's another one here I'd like to share.
And then we can discuss it.
Oh,
Okay. So what are they saying?
what says you gotta listen?
Hmm.
So I guess,
Yeah, what happened?
come on, what's the
Because we didn't hear her.
no, what you were saying,
Mhm.
sorry, what you were saying is that she went there and wanted to follow her own rule.
Okay.
The rule of thumb, as you saw, Matana McGee, he went in the behind the
Yeah.
curtain.
Yeah.
Went behind the curtain. He did his correction. He folded his stuff. He walks, then he gets his finger ink. Then
Yeah.
before he dropped the ballot in the box and walks away. She wants to put a ballot in the box before getting her finger inked.
Oh.
Yeah. So her argument was the man had marked her finger, and the man said she did it herself. Because all the fingers that I saw was the thumb finger.
Yeah.
They put it.
Yeah. They put it on the thumb. Yeah.
Yeah, so she put it on her index and
Yeah.
did it, and the man said, "No, we haven't done it yet."
Yeah.
But these are some of the things where people wanted to do what they wanted to do um, on elections day, and she was arguing, "Why are you taking my picture? Why are you video recording me?" But again, you can't control when you're in public space. People will pull their phones out and right away begin to document, stuff. But Honorable Dukuly, we're not here for long tonight. We pushing up for 2 hours, so we got about 20 some more minutes to go. But let's make the best out of your time. We had an elections runoff today. There are numbers coming out. I'm sure if you followed, but it's unofficial, coming from media outlets in Liberia and even here in the diaspora that have online connection, because most of the radio stations now in Liberia, they have some kind of
Yeah.
page and they're releasing, doing live broadcasts. What do you know so far, and what has it been? What's the conversation? You are an insider, and when I say an insider, meaning a former government official who has connection. Tell us what you know.
Well, I really would not want to comment on results that are unofficial, but indications are that there are no surprises here. Up won the first round, and the elections were rigged, and the same game was about to be played this time around, except that the opposition was wise up to it. If the stories can be verified, when a helicopter took ballot boxes to Foya, there have been reports unconfirmed of ballot boxes appearing in other areas with the ballots already pre-marked. And so, but based on the initial result, I have a sense that the JNB might win. And I don't want to. I'm saying might deliberately because
It's not official.
you have to cross the border.
Yeah.
Because she already had a press conference this evening. I'm sure you guys monitor it, where she was upset that the representatives of the other parties were insisting that every voter who appears, name must be read aloud. And she said, "I won't tolerate that." But it's a commentary on your own way of conducting the previous election.
Yeah.
Demonstrate that you were not an even-handed player. So now people want to make sure that anyone who votes is a legitimate voter.
Right.
That's a commentary on NEC, and you should be ashamed to even protest that people are trying to make sure that the elections are free and fair. So I'm praying for, when I appear on your platform several months ago, I endorsed the OME.
Yeah.
Because I know the players. Ms. Awia was a nightmare that Mrs. Salif had visit on Liberia. And I wasn't surprised. And I mentioned to a few people, and that's why I never had occasion to speak to him. I never, except if I had a personal issue to like a passport,
Yeah.
but I never interacted with government officials throughout the 6 years, because I knew Mr. Weah was bad news. I know the forces that came to bear to bring him to power, and those forces didn't have didn't have any good intention for Liberia. and they've seen it. We lost 6 years. We lost 14 years of war. We lost 6 years of Mr. Weah misrule and mismanagement. So I just hope the good God is up there, making sure that the initial report will bear out, that Liberia will have a new birth, a new leadership, so that our country can begin to move. If you travel through Ghana, you see Ghana. You guys are too young, but 1979, the year of the OAU, we had 3 Liberian journalists being trained at GNA. We had just set up the LINA. I was a deputy director general.
Yeah.
I used to go into Accra with every essential that a human being needs to survive.
Wow.
From tissue to sardine to, you just imagine.
Oh, wow.
You have bags of rice, and you in a hotel, you sleep in darkness. But go to Ghana today, it's 1979. You go to Ghana today, it's like it can be compared to one of the most developed, like Kenya, Kenya, Senegal,
South
and all these
Africa.
places. He has made tremendous strides in its development because he has had peace. He has had leaders who may not be perfect, but who have devoted most of their resources to the development of their country. So we hope that the good God will smile on us. That
Can we
Yeah,
lower
you
the monitor
you
in the
got
background?
you got a monitor in the background.
no, it was my wife who came to tell me something.
Okay.
She
Okay.
watching the show.
Oh, okay. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, okay. So that's about what I have to say about the initial question, because
Okay.
for 20 minutes we can't say
Yeah.
much.
So let's do this quick.
So,
Alexander Cummings, we
oh,
discussed
okay. Yeah. Just talk. That's
discussed
what I wanted to talk to him about. Go
he
ahead.
declared to be neutral.
Neutral.
And I'm going to put this up here again. We had that conversation, and people were saying, "Oh, the man can still vote even though he say he neutral." He said, "Fellow Liberians, although I did not publicly endorse anyone in the runoff, I voted a few hours and encourage all Liberians to do the same. There is still time to do so. I also ask that no matter the outcome, we remain peaceful and resolve any disagreements through the legal processes outlined for resolving electoral disputes." Honorable, what it means to be neutral or abstain from a
From the
process.
process.
If you say that you're neutral and you're not endorsing anybody, is it possible to vote? Who are you voting for?
Well, then you are not genuinely neutral.
See
And
that?
Alex has never been neutral. Alex was carrying out the instructions of my beloved former boss, my beloved former boss, Mrs. Salif. It didn't surprise me a little bit that he assumed the posture he assumed, because he was not going to support JNB, because that would run contrary to his instructions. And so I'm not surprised that he voted. If you check the ballot, if the ballot were to be exposed, you'll find that Alex most likely voted for George Weah. But what I can say, and Alex and I mentioned this to you guys before, we were in a club called Crowd 50. I became a delinquent member because a lot of the issues that have been raised didn't meet my expectations, so I just stay away. But I still have good friends in the club. The club is still dear to my heart. But Alex was I never interacted with him, and so he's just a straw. And a politician who doesn't have common sense, who doesn't have the sense to see which side the wind is blowing, wind meaning where the people are going, and you go against the tire of the people you've self-destruct. And Alex has just destroyed himself. And those of you who are younger, who might be around for the next election cycle and the next and the next and the next, you remember what I'm saying tonight. Mr. Cummings has lost all chances of becoming ever President of the Republic of Liberia.
Thank you. And I'll later the rest. Let's take another picture here. The incumbent, President Weah, is casting his vote, as you can see. And this is accordingly the Kennedy High School.
Yeah, the Kennedy High School, that's where he voted at.
You can see the blackboard right here in the background.
Mhm.
So he casting his vote. The man reduced,
Oh, my man. But you said it in last time, man. Were you sleepy?
so yes, the president. I want to clear we have voted too. She's also vote. I'm just
Unless if you naturalize.
Yeah.
yeah. But,
So,
I just wanted to throw that out there. That
Yeah.
would show that the president voted, and also Alexander Cummings did. Said that he voted, even though he's neutral. So that's a new one here.
yeah, I neutral, but I voted.
Yeah, neutrality starts at the ballot box. Yeah.
But Mr. Dukuly, if I may just ask you, you struck a very certain point that the way Mr. Cummings conducted himself today, that has eroded his political career. Do you see the way he conducted himself today? Because this man spent, I shouldn't say thousands, but millions of dollars going around Liberia making the case that George Weah is not, or the CDC is not a good fit for the leadership of Liberia. So to go, and we're not saying that he voted for Mr. Weah, but to even go and participate in the process that he said he was going to be neutral, does it come across as a double standard person?
Well, I think I have made my view clear on Alex's stance. Alex has to be his own person. I don't think he has the strength of character to determine what is good for him, what is good for the country. If you say as many things as you said about the Weah administration, then go out to have his people without objection, pledge support to the Weah administration, then one wonders what leadership he can provide Liberia. So, I think there are a lot of good politicians who never reached the promised land in Liberia because they didn't have political common sense. They ran for office time without numbers, and they couldn't win because they chose the wrong season to run in.
Okay.
They chose the wrong issues to be identified with. And I see Mr. Cummings having grown out of Liberia, having lived much of his life out of Liberia, he's 60-something. And then to come and say, you can't be anything else but president. By the grace of God, Joe wins and Jeremiah Kuhn becomes vice president. Mr. Cummings will only have himself to blame. Because the whole country was begging him, run with the old man. If you dare, the old man will go for one term and pass it on to you. He said he can't settle for anything less than the presidency.
And he has not paid his due.
He
didn't pay his due to the Liberian people.
Yeah.
But I want Mr. Dukuly, see.
That's what I'm saying. And so he has himself to blame.
And he will look back and say, wow, listen to Ellie.
I'm not sure Ellen advised that, but because Ellen wouldn't have wanted Joe to be president, and so she would not advise Alexander Cummings to join Joe. And so, in any case, it is sad because he spent a lot of time and money.
No. The reason I'm saying that, she would say, you don't think you can be president yourself? Why join that old man to be a vice president?
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
But let me throw this out here. For Nati Kofa too, he goes to Sastan.
Yeah.
The Liberia Deputy Speaker and Grand Crew County Electoral District number 2 representative. Nati Kofa cast his vote in the runoff election at the Sastan High School. You gotta blame him.
Yeah.
So the man couldn't truck people with him.
Yeah, I heard that there was
Because,
low turnout too in the
because
service. Yeah.
interestingly, he had to go days ahead. So you carry your whole truck of people, you got to feed them, you got to put them out in sleeping places. So they couldn't carry the people. But I'm just throwing, picking up some little footages or pictures, whatever you want to call it here and there. But, you know,
But I know Fonati. Fonati is a good man.
Okay.
It's unfortunate that sometimes the travel lines tend to blur our sense of rationality because Fonati is highly educated, a very fine lawyer. He made himself without George Weah.
yeah, man, yo,
Mhm.
Moga Malu.
Oh, the
That's
Yeah,
mother.
it.
Okay. Yeah.
That's
Okay.
it. Go to.
Yeah. Go ahead,
you
Mr.
have, you
Dukuly.
have you have to check if Molba Molu voted for Weah.
That's a cool one.
Yeah, we gotta
Or,
be checking all the ballot papers. Oh,
or the local factor came into play.
Yeah,
it could
You know?
be.
Yeah, so but in any case, I'm just joking. I don't even know Molba.
Yeah,
I've never met him in
I
person.
know you just making
But
for.
but 490 in any situation can stand by himself. He doesn't need Weah. He never needed Weah. He's a fine lawyer, a good family man. And
Okay.
so, the boy just caught up with the game. Those were not many people. There are 32 cities in Grand Cru.
Hmm.
And many of these cities, when you go, you have one or two huts. You see the mayor with a bunch of pens lined up on his pocket.
Oh wow.
That's the way they get a good portion of the budget.
Okay.
They're not a popular. Most of the citizens of Grand Cry in Monrovia,
Okay.
you know, you go to somebody, they have picnics,
Mm-hmm.
Sasa on the ocean, and the Ghanaians yet getting a fisherman canoe and come there. You go there, the fisherman villages, So, but Fonati will still continue to make it, which cannot be said about George Weah.
Okay. So, Mr. Tigley, let me ask you this question. As
What's
former
this?
speaker,
What's this?
yeah,
The
yeah,
last question. It's almost 9 o'clock.
yeah. As former speaker and a career politician, what what's your personal thought about this whole voter talking here? Because you're gonna agree with me that whenever elections are held in Liberia, the first one you see people showing up in the numbers because people running for legislative seats. They will transport people from here and there. Now, when you have a runoff, then you have poor turnout, like what we saw today, or you have low turnout, like what we saw today. How can we, manage this problem of voter tracking in Liberia? As a eminent person, former Minister of Internal Affairs, what would be your advice to Liberians tonight?
By amending the election laws to make that a crime, and also by taking away the incentive that lead people to run. Everybody is running for the legislature because they literally get free money.
Okay.
Okay, I have always advocated that a legislature should be part-time. A professional legislature, they come, they approve, and if they have laws to pass, corresponding laws to pass, they pass a law. They have one section where the entire agenda is passed through. They adjourn. They go back to their jobs. They get allowances when they come, so that they stop being a weight on the public treasury.
Okay.
They
Yeah,
work
make
2 days
a
a
lot of
week.
sense.
The third is constituency day, which is Friday. They come to work Monday in the afternoon. Tuesday claim they're making agendas. So they really are not performing a productive service for the country. They got few legal people who drive the laws, the bad laws that they pass, and you could outsource that. They have so many people, back in 2007, on behalf of the UNDP, I did a legislative modernization plan. And in that plan, if my memory serves me right, we have said that no legislature should have more than 14 staff in total.
Okay.
6 at the base office as a county or a district office, and 8 at the main office in Monrovia. Much of the work of the legislature is supposed to be done by central administration. And so a lot of those people were supposed to be assigned to central administration. That way you reduce the budget. And if you have a part-time legislature, there will be no need for a full-time staff. So they have their own work to go to. They work. There's a small staff that is in central administration. Every legislature will pass what work they have to do to be done by the general staff. And so I hope, if GMB wins, there are some immediate legislative issues they have to deal once if he wins. We'll be putting some of our thoughts on paper and sharing with the government. It's up to them to look at it, not to look at it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And a final message, quickly.
Moses.
Volcano, please. Yes.
No, but Moses.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
be
go
brief.
ahead.
My final message is that the other should go and drink some ice water and chill out because he has misbehaved and she's still arrogant about it, saying that I will not tolerate people insisting that the net representatives read out the name. It's all your fault. So, but you guys have been wonderful. I'm sorry the last time I couldn't appear, I had some issues. And tonight I'm, I'd like to say to my own children, born before computer. So it can be challenging for the old man.
Yeah, okay.
But thank you guys so much. Maybe after this, I may have the opportunity to appear again. Shelton, thank you very much for visiting our home. And I hope you enjoy yourself.
Sure.
And I'm sure the family is happy to have you back.
And
So,
thank you.
Thank you very much.
Sir.
Yeah, thank you very much. And you guys have a blessed week. Now we'll listen to the results. Thank you.
Thank you for the contribution.
Yeah,
we really
yeah,
appreciate
bye-bye.
the time.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Bye.
All right.
Yeah.
So-
Go ahead, Volcano.
So the man say the drink.
Man, boy.
I know, yeah. I'm on.
What? A presidential runoff election? What? The Labrador decide? Oh, yeah. But what you expect?
They say they're acting like CNN now.
Yeah, that's CNN. You see deception at the highest level? Oh, my God. Many people got to justify the cutover.
Moses, hold on now.
Man, these people don't need to be here. What?
No. Hold on. I'm just giving you a snippet of
Okay.
things are trending. That's all. I'm not playing the whole thing. So I just wanted to throw it out here so the Liberian people can look at the characters that are players in the process. Nothing against the brothers. These are young boys who toying with disaster for their own future, and not in the context of
Their political careers.
yeah, I'm just looking at it from the context of character. This man was just the other day. You are the racketeer. Mr. President. You are the slander. I'm talking about what's his name?
Ben Sanvi.
He
Ben
gets
Sanvi said that.
and he closes the argument.
Mhm.
Aaron Costa, if I suppose you, I'ma die. Sarah Bottom, my come from the grave.
Yeah,
And now he feels powerful because he's in his suit and tie.
man, business suit, my
And
man.
Sanvi in his propose suit. And now they put a little TV around and they're acting like the CNN.
The CNN.
And they say they're looking at discussing the elections in Liberia.
Mhm.
This is a shame. This is a pain. And it shouldn't happen. Nobody say you couldn't have been on the CDC side from the beginning or on any side from the beginning. But when you swear to your dead mother, you know what it
Yeah.
means to swear to your dead mother?
A dead mother, my man.
He said, no amount of money,
No amount of money.
no amount of money can make me do anything for the CDC. No amount of money,
I must die.
I must die. These are the kinds of things that make you and I afraid
So,
for the generation that will inherit our country. Because we expected these guys to be the future generation. This man was a chairman of a whole political party. This is a serious matter. What is the integrity? Do you see why some of these political parties are now ascending to the echelon of leadership in our country? Because from the onset they come established just to gain positions, just to sway like the pendulum, just to
Because-
get rich overnight,
Mhm.
just to be in the limelight.
Greed. Greed.
And I'm sitting here watching all this spectacle, all these endorsements, all these things, people reneging on the statements they made, and the Liberian people can hold things.
Oh.
They can remember. And you see, tonight now, they're all zooed up and they say they're propagating the
Yeah.
agenda of the CDC.
Yeah.
Just because they put you in one air conditioner hotel with a suite, you got living room, you're drinking cold beer, at the detriment of the Liberian man who supposed to
Yeah.
go vote today.
Yeah.
Also, let me finish. I don't want you to say nothing. You have your time. The Liberian man who went to go vote today, who stood in the sun, Henry Costa, Ben Sanvi, they are sure that they didn't go to vote. They are spectators. And now they're drinking cold beer, watching CNN, calling for meals from the hotel restaurant, eating a stomach full, but the Liberian man lean out in mosquito, he the one going to go cast the ballot. Why you lie to these people? Why you pretended that life was unbearable for these people and you were sorry for them? And in the ninth hour, you out here putting your elementary future, your political elementary future, because you haven't arrived. All of this noise you're making, it can't move men like me. I'm highly educated to be moved by the noise you make. I can discern. I know what's good and bad. You don't have to tell me who to vote for or who to be for. I'm perspicacious enough to know who I want. But I'm talking about the ordinary man who is swearing, just swaying from left to right based on their orientation. They don't understand the intricacies of the politics of the day. And so they will listen to you because you can control them by using big words that they don't understand. They say, oh, yeah, our hero. You create a closing argument, and now you close the argument. You're not on your show again. You leave your show from here. You go to Liberia, the show die. All your own pleasure, and you're waiting for that duffel bag with the money.
Yeah.
Did I get in the first cut? Samuel 12, of course, Samuel 12 ain't giving it all because the man said he no money. So he said they want I will just put small in front of them, and then they will do all they want. You see the man dressed up in Kosu? They will do all they want. Then after the election, we'll get in the balance.
Yeah.
So what happens if they don't win the election? Where do you go?
That's the political gamble right there.
But then you come back to America, you have not established yourself, you don't have a job. All the same people that were doing things for you, supporting you, the Stanton Witherspoon that you talking bad about, all of them who are in his pocket, he on his way to jail. So where you start at? When you're doing these things, Moses, you gotta have a fallback. And that fallback must be your character. Anytime you're doing these things, that fallback must be your character. Your ability to go and put in an application based on your competencies, your credential, your qualification to find a job. You can't live like this. These boys are too young to hide themselves. We call this instant gratification. That's what is happening. In psychology, it's instant gratification.
Yeah.
They don't understand the process of delayed gratification. And so look at them. Who knows by Friday what will happen? What will they be saying? And I just thought to say this because when people look up to you, Moses, when people see you as an idol, you must have principles. You must have a purpose. You must have a mission, a vision. And in your vision and mission, there must be a statement that describes who you are and stand for it.
Stand for it.
In the midst of the tide, the turbulence, the roaring of the sea, you must stand by those principles. You don't even have a career in politics and you jumping around like that. What do you have? What will you take to tomorrow at the end of this day? This is just a moment. This is just a moment. You have to calculate for the long term. As young people, what you doing for yourself here? Are you for real? When you sat here the other day and bad mouthing this president, I can never say bad about we are and go work in his government because I don't know how to look at a man in the face.
My man, it's difficult.
I can't look at a man in the face. I will always feel that a man keeping it in his heart. I'm being frank with you. I would never say bad about George Weah, the way the guys talk about Weah. We talk about Weah here, we talk about his lack of it.
Yeah, your experience and all of that.
All of the other
What don't you
things.
saw your mind?
And,
No.
yeah, cussing the man, calling the man all kinds of names. The other stupid Henry Costa man, I'm calling stupid tonight because he acted stupid when he was cussing the man. How the man got in.
Volcano, let me just give you the information. He calls the man the son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that? A sitting president.
Yeah, you say all those things. Then now you say you endorsing and you down there. You think you should be comfortable in that camp? You think you should go to bed with your 2-hour clothes after you not drink cold beer? You shouldn't be.
My man, I will not even drink water from George Weah if I said that.
You should be ashamed.
I tell you.
You should be ashamed to be in our company. You should be ashamed. That means you stand for nothing. I can never do that under the sun. Let me be the one to say I can never. I can look at somebody deliberately cussing them because of anything. Then I say I come into that politics. I change my mind. I come in to be for you. Every time I see you, I'm scared. Every time I see you, I'm ashamed. Every time I see you, I'm wondering. Even if the person said to forgive me, to put him on my head, I stay nervous. But some people are heartless. Some people don't have shame. Some people got dry face, my brother. And I'll leave you with that.
And that's what we call low self-esteem, Volcano. When, when you say, well, I am who I am, I don't care. When you don't have that dignity, that self-dignity, that pride, when you don't have that, it means that you have low self-esteem. Volcano, for the fact that somebody who doesn't know you from nowhere can just look at your resume online and take a phone and call you. They say, look, man, I saw your resume. Let's talk about this position. You know what it means? You know what it means, Volcano? And like you're talking about instant gratification. Somebody call you, give you $5,000 today. The man you were calling dog yesterday, then today the man is now the king. If I support you, I'm gonna die. Mama, God is a patient God, my man. Whatever what our boss said about Mr. Weir, what Henry Costa said about Mr. Weir, what about the day he indulged George Weir and you went to bed and you died? People say, oh, they wish the man. You see how God is patient?
Yeah.
It's hard, my man.
I mean, let's
The
do
double
memory lane.
standard, yeah.
Let's do memory lane and do
Yeah, yeah.
country and get.
Thank you, man. Great show, yeah.
So here what it is. Memory lane rating by Dr. Mane Sumo. He wrote this one because we had the runoff today, so he did one
Yeah.
our election. But yeah, what it is. He said memory lane here by A. Mane Sumo. The caption is November 12th, 1985, the day Liberia went dark.
Hmm.
Y'all remember November 12th, 1985, 1 month after the general elections were held in Liberia. General Thomas Kuangwa, supported by about 2 dozen heavily armed men, covertly entered Liberia through Sierra Leone and launched a rather coup against President-elect Samuel Kayando. However, Kuangba's unorthodox methods and lack of support from the United States resulted in a disastrous failure, and November 1985 became history. As we observe today, November 12th, which he meant the other day, 2023, let us as Liberians reflect on what happened 38 years ago. At this time in our history, it is important because in 2 days, Liberians will once again line up to vote their leader and the future of the country in the next 6 years to come. Let us remember that, among other reasons, the November 12th coup was orchestrated by the fraudulent election results in 1985. We don't want cheating and we don't want war. But let me run my mouth small. In 1985, I was a student on BWI. Early that Tuesday morning, I went outside my dormitory as usual to study all by myself. Suddenly, I saw an older man walked by with his radio stuck to his ears. When I heard the national anthem of Liberia played, and then somebody spoke and announced the overthrow of head of state Samuel Kayando, I could not believe my ears. But it was true. The speaker earlier introduced himself as General Thomas Kuangwa, who had showed the Liberian people that everything was under control. But President Doe was on the run and there was no escape for him. The radio ELBC radio immediately switched programs and began to play martial music. I was immediately surmised that because, or I rather immediately surmised that because of the chaotic state of Liberia then, with a disputed election just held with Samuel Doe declared winner, though veteran politician Jackson F. Doe had actually won it, I knew that something terrible had happened. The old man holding the radio panicked and ran over to see me seeking refuge. We both ran in my dorm. But then the national anthem kept playing and the announcement kept repeating. My dorm mates panicked and some of them began to look for hiding places. It was the day Liberia went dark. My fellow Liberians, in just 2 days, November 14, 2023, we could repeat the occurrence of another November 12, 1985, if we don't cast and count our ballots right. You'll know how bloody that day was and the afterwards. Next, do not allow another bloodshed. Count right. Count our future. Count life. Count Liberia. And count me too. A coming peace. And this one is about the November 12, 1985 abortive evasion. That was the aftermath of the rigged elections of 1985, where President Doe was declared winner by the then Commissioner Emmett Hammer And accordingly, all counts said that educator and politician Jackson Dole won the elections. Moses, what type of country is this? That a standard bearer of a political party says that he's neutral, and yet he tells the world, I
I'm
went,
neutral.
yeah, I went to vote.
Yeah, I'm neutral and I went and voted.
You all go voting. So who did he vote for?
So what did he vote for? He was down. He was sitting on the ballot because he would have said, "Well, I voted for myself." But Mr. Neutral, who did you vote for? This is a question for all the ANC people. Who did Alexander Cummings vote for? But when they say you met John, we are saying you met envelope.
And you know something? That plus one vote could be Cummings' vote. Oh.
Yeah. Now Cummings vote, man, plus one. No, but they want a simple majority. They want you need 50 plus one. That 2%.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That's simple majority. Well, at least Cummings will be in the number. The people went there, they say, when I shot me.
What type of country is this? That a senator elect already acting like he in control. He gonna vote, but he just do a thing quietly. He all around the place acting like he on top of things, asking questions, going to the precinct and the polling places and in the precinct, carry
Yeah.
bodyguards and all of that. What type of country is this?
What type of country is it when a senator elect who features remains uncertain is still walking around acting like some kind of hero? You my pray God, oh my baka should not win. Oh.
But what type of country is this?
Yeah.
A representative who lost in the election going around saying he's putting a zero card from NDC. He got all his men there, all of them in black.
Oh, the Balaman,
Black bandana and hair tie and the passing. They're a gangster and they go into the precinct and say he went monitor.
you running up and down still.
What type of country is this?
What type of country is this, man, where there's no rule of law? People going to vote on a serious matter, my man. You got a defeated lawmaker running up and down with talks behind. What type of country is this?
What type of country is this? Manisumo, when a former candidate who became neutral show up at a polling station and cast his neutral vote. That's the key word ahead, neutral vote. How do you cast a neutral vote?
My man, Arizona coming in will go down in the book of in the Guinness Book of Records.
As the former candidate. The former candidate, presidential aspiring.
Yeah, we'll say he was neutral, but he still voted.
No, who voted neutral? They leave it as that. In the runoff elections of Liberia.
Yeah. And he came on Facebook too and posted it. Oh.
Yeah. He said he educated, but he acting like some kind of belly. Come surprise me, my man. To be frank.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's do this, man. Let's do this. Moses. Let's do small education here.
Yeah. You are educated comments.
Let's do small education.
Spend some time educating comments, my man.
Whatever country is this?
Yeah.
You know?
How can a former vice president of Coca-Cola doesn't know the meaning of the word neutral?
Yeah, real. The word neutral here says not helping or supporting either side in a conflict.
Of course.
Not helping or supporting either side in a conflict. That's the word neutral.
That's it. Abstinence. Hands off approach. It's like you, Volcano. I go for a job interview. I hate to replace and you honor a partner and you tell the people you made a self-disclosure. Yeah, that makes my friend was from the issue. Yeah.
What does it mean being neutral? A person or country adopts a neutral position or remains neutral, they do not support anyone in
But
a
I said
disagreement,
Volcano.
in war or contest.
Mhm.
In war or
Or
contest.
contest.
So
And the
this was a
contest is
contest.
what we had today.
This was a contest.
It was a political contest.
So how can Cummings have a master's degree, declare to the people that he's neutral,
Neutral, but you still vote there.
but then he goes and vote?
Yeah.
Don't tell me my people. Yeah, we the one that stupid people now. We know
Yeah, we go to vote. We go to school.
how can this man who is educated being neutral and still goes and vote? Who did he vote for?
Who did you vote for?
You can never be neutral and vote.
No.
They say you do not support any side in a contest. And today was a contest.
Today was a contest between two opposing
Presidential
individuals.
contest.
Presidential contest between two persons that one you already labeled for over 6 years as being the worst. And you got one that you worked with for almost 6 years. Other you were running the same campaign, the message was the same. We must remove this man. We must remove this man. And then it came a time for you to make a decision. You say, oh, this is hands-off approach. I am neutral. But today you were the first to show up at the voting precinct to vote.
What type of country is this?
What type of country is this? And is that coming? But American school that man went over. You don't see know the meaning of the word neutrality?
See that here?
Yeah,
what type of country is this that Henry P. Costa went to poison instead of Kojolobo? I'm not understanding this, Shaggy. Break it down for us. What type of country is this that ABC is a magician? He was neutral all along, but then pop up in the end to vote. What a nice play of him.
That's the ANC definition of neutrality.
What type of country is this? Let me help educate y'all too. When your car is in neutral, it's not going anywhere. That's a good one.
That's a good one. So you see, so the car is not going anywhere. It's not putting you in trouble. You say, look, my man, I am off. Leave me alone. That's a good definition there, Shaggy.
No. You start the engine and you put the car in neutral.
In neutral, it's not moving.
It's not going backwards, especially if it's on level ground.
Yeah, it's right there.
That's a good one.
That's a good one, Shaggy. Thank you for that. So Alexander Cummings needs to learn that.
Damn, Cummings, man, you made me shame, man, Cummings. Yeah. You know what neutral means? What type of country is this, man, Sumo? When the oldest African country continues to make history, now we have a neutral vote versus a partisan vote.
That's a good one, man. Yeah. Alexander Cummings put the ANC and the CPP in the news. He put the people car in neutral.
What type of country is this? When the president danced Buga for 6 years and he says on keeping his job. Liberia.
They may say EPS people to take ballot boxes. What type of country is this?
Jackie McCarthy, Costa always called George, we are poison, saying when you drink poison, you will die.
Yeah.
Indeed, Akojolobo is bitter, but you will heal.
Yeah.
It will heal you.
Yeah.
So now the man drinking poison.
Yeah, you turn it right into us a very poison, right?
Thank you for the clarification.
Yeah. Oh,
but most of what type of country is there? The woman go to election to go vote. The woman won't carry her own rule.
They said, "Let put the ink on your tongue." She said, "No."
Before you put your ballot in the box.
It's a bad serious dream, man. I can't do it. I will do my own thing. I mean, it's just the kind of society that we want, you know. So I know our time is fast spent, but as we go to bed tonight, I know, like you said, Volcano, some people will not sleep tonight. And some people will sleep, sir, especially when the numbers start coming. You know, right now, some people thinking about, damn, the way I talk already in my office.
Yeah.
Yeah, my man.
Well, Moses,
but that is funny. It's also interesting. Yeah, it was a pleasure.
We'll be back
Yeah,
on
we have
Friday
fun.
again by the grace of God. We
Yeah, I
pray.
know by then, by the grace of God,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
would have
We'll know.
gotten the result. Yeah.
Mhm. So
Mhm.
let's keep finger crossed.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone, for coming here tonight. We like to ask you to continue to encourage others to join us. But I thought tonight's conversation was cut to the chase.
Yeah, it was. It
Straight
was
talk.
good.
Straight
And
talk.
it was indeed good.
We can't always come here and be so euphemistic about what is trending when people are continuing to, compromise our country.
Right.
That's what it is. All these endorsement and these it's not helping the country. I don't have problem with your endorsement, but don't say one thing and do the opposite.
Yeah, man.
And then you want Liberian people to follow you.
To believe you, yeah.
Yeah, you're not credible to tell them anything.
Mhm.
Not credible. Quickly, what type of country is this that all government officials are now asking their family to get the tickets to leave Liberia tomorrow?
Oh,
What they say, let the disgruntled ANC folks remain neutral.
the boss man participated, so I don't know how they're going to manage with that. No.
Well, Charles T.G. Cobalt Sr. says, my first time joining the show. Great work, guys. Thank you. Charlie,
Thank you, Mr. Kumar. Thank you,
2 years
Charles.
going. Come back here. Come back here. And you can go back and watch some of our other broadcasts that give you an insight of who we are and where we stand. Again, in these elections, we have never been on any side. We discuss the issues. People will line up and say we're UP partisans. Now you're gonna know if we UP partisans. Let Baga get in the chair if he shoots.
Yeah.
Like Bele. Then you know if we you got but
We'll be like Yaka Koluma, eh?
let Ome Baga win tomorrow, hypothetically,
Yeah.
and then it's
Our Joya is really like
then you
that.
know if we for UP or for CDC. I'm telling you, we for Liberia that the only thing
Yeah.
all I need is a country that we can be proud of, that our people are not beggars, our youth are not hooked on drugs. We don't have all of the the problems rather that we have for nothing. We got calling for nothing problems.
For nothing, man.
I saw something I read quickly before we wrap up here. The two countries endowed with diamonds. One is doing extremely well, and the other is in abject poverty. Sierra Leone and Botswana.
Yeah.
And that stuff hit me.
Sierra Leone is rich with diamond, my man.
And Botswana.
Yeah.
But how could Botswana do well? Modern country. You see networks. You see this the country layer. It's like Europe.
Yeah.
And look at Sierra Leone.
My man, greed, man.
So that bad governance.
Yeah. All I want is part of the greed. Yeah, bad governance. Yeah. The people look at themselves. They don't look at the good of their countries. They look at themselves
day and night. So Botswana is where it's at because of good leadership, and Sierra Leone is where it's at because of bad leadership.
Governance, bad leadership, self-centeredness.
So Liberia has enough to take care of the people. Liberia has enough wealth to take care of the so-called 5.2 million or whatever the census say we have. We have enough wealth.
Mm-hmm.
But when a president comes and ride private jet, when a country just emerged out of war, you say you met a broke economy and you ride in private jet and you carry 60 some more people, 70 people. You put in money in their pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Every 1 hour the jet $100,000 according to some people. Then in campaign, you put aside 50 million.
To run campaign.
Out, giving people money, giving people cars.
Mm-hmm.
Then you
got either Gonglo, you get her one brand new pickup to endorse you.
Or helicopter.
Mm-hmm.
You build condominiums. You broke your non-street resident and build a palace. All these things. You said the people will not be spectator in their own economy. Liberian businesses suffer worse than the Indians and the Lebanese. They are the one running the country. All because your ministers and you can go to them and say, oh, send me building material. I build 20 houses here. I do this, I do that. That's what we're talking about. Bad
Yeah.
governance. You
He
are
said,
now the greatest of wealth.
Samuel 12 will send you a check.
The greatest of wealth to take care of is 5.2 million people. There should be no reason why one Liberian cannot afford a bag of rice. There should be no reason.
Volcano, the
Reason.
other day we were talking to you, and you don't want to telling me, say, to cook an average meal, $20. How would somebody working for $50 a month be able to cook a meal?
So that's it, Moses. Thank
Yeah.
you, my man. We'll catch up here Friday.
Yeah,
10
it was a great show. Let's pray for a better Liberia, and we hope that from now to Friday we'll get to know where we stand as a country. Thank you. It was a pleasure.
All right.
Hmm.
Thank you, folks, for being there with us tonight. We appreciate your viewership, and we say thank you to Thomas Awaji, to Shaggy McCaffey, Liberia. It was good seeing you, Charles T.G. Cooper Sr. Come back here, join us here in the issues room. We also want to say thank you to Manin Sumo for coming here tonight. Muti Seda, thank you for joining us here. Flomo Livingstone. Wilhelm Tushert, thank you. Maria Gardel, Raymond Clark, thank you. We appreciate your viewership. Sami Abu, thank you. Mohammed Kromar from Berwin, uh, um, Shaggy McCaffey, Alexander Boniface Hills, thank you for coming. Fredja you, of course, as usual, one of our avid viewer. Your Montreal Krenga, Momo Nelson, thank you. Thank you to all of you who showed up here tonight. McLean and Olivia Lamford and Ahmad Fremer and Abenigo and all of you who said thank you. We'll be back here Friday. Hopefully we'll know then who's the next president. If we are remains or Boycott is the next president, and we'll go on with our conversation from there. Good to see you all. Good night. This is Volcano Shelton, the 198th broadcast here in the Issues Room, live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn, and on our Issues Room page. Join us at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, midnight, in the Greenwich time zone, particularly Liberia. Good night.